Obviously, Harry Kane's the captain, and it's like, it's very predictable what this manager's doing, you know. So I was saying that England team now, you've probably got two places up for grabs. And then at a push, Saka. But Saka's a favourite of Southgate. So yeah, it's it's very obvious how this manager, how he picks his teams. You know what I mean? He don't pick on the best balance. He just picks it on, whoever the fans really rate in a sense, and then he just goes with that because that isn't the most balanced England team, not by far. There's two or three players in that team that shouldn't be starting, but because of their standing in the game, this manager keeps playing them. And in a sense, I can see why Ben White, I mean, I can see why Ben White didn't want to play for England under Southgate because really and truly, you're just coming away to make up numbers and kick back.
Yeah, of course, 100%, 100%. I said this already. I don't think Ivan Toney's going to touch pitch. I've said this. You brought him for what? What did you bring him for? What did you bring him for? And it's going to be just like this, just like the Sancho situation. And then you want to obviously post him saying that he's moody. But what do you expect? You take me to a big tournament, our first big tournament, and you don't play me. It's not arrogance. It's just like I want to play. I want to help my country. I want to do what I can. I can't do anything from the bench. And if I've missed 3 games from the bench, I'm not going to be happy. What do you think I'm going to be doing? Sitting there smiling? I'm not. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
And then the only reason why I got 1 game is because pundits moaned, and now I'm on the pitch. Same with Foden. Like Foden missed 2 games? Pundits moaned. He got on the pitch. It's the same thing. So, I fully agree with Ben White. If it was me as well, if I'm in the middle of the tournament and there's 3 games in, we've qualified, it's coming up to the 4th game, and you're not playing me in the 4th game, I'd be like, listen, boss, I want to go home. I could be on holiday. I could be doing my little jogs, my little training, my little gym work, just to give myself some sort of prep. Because what am I doing here? I'm not here just to make up numbers. And I feel like, for me, I feel like players like Gordon, Cole Palmer, Mainu, I think they need to be like, listen, boss, I want to play.
Yeah.
Try me. If I fail, then cool. I fail. But at least I've shown you what I'm capable of or what I'm willing to offer you. But you're not giving me that opportunity. And even for people like us who's not getting played, do you think we're sitting around on the bench? No, we're not. We're not sitting in the team that's not going to give us opportunities. When people to say, oh, we're coming training every week in, week out, and then you got the next guy who probably doesn't come training, but come Sunday or Saturday, he's in the team, and you're just like, hold on, what did he do that I'm not doing? Because I'm here every week. Where's he? So I just think that last game that we played was a perfect opportunity. Probably keep the same back four. I would have kept the same back four.
Yeah.
Because I don't trust a replacement left back. And if Trent's not playing at right back, I don't really want Konza at right back because he is a centre back. But the whole midfield, I would have changed. Up front, I would have changed. I would have played Tony up front. And then Watkins would have been the replacement for Tony if Tony was struggling. But I don't even think Tony would have struggled. And you would have probably seen a different England team. You would have seen a hungrier England team. But you're not going to get that because everyone knows that they're going to be in the squad regardless of how they perform. Kane hasn't really done anything. Yeah, he scored 1 goal, but what has he really done? I feel like he drops deep too much. And I feel like he just needs to look at this tournament and be like, do you know what? Let my number 10 and my number 8 do the lead work and do all the fancy passes. Let me just be in and around the box. And I've also noticed that we don't take any chances from long range. We don't take any long range chances at all. I can't remember the last time we scored from outside the box.
Well, the thing is, but if you look at this now, the only player in that lineup that is capable of shooting from long range accurately is probably Harry Kane. Because Foden's not really a long range shooter. I mean, these guys obviously they can score the one off, but consistently. Foden's not, Bellingham's not, Saka's not, Declan Rice ain't. Trent can shoot from long range, but how often do you see Trent in the position to shoot from that range for England? Yeah, so they've not really got any players that are long range shooters. I think Harry Kane probably is the only one, and even that, it's going to be hard for him to get long range shots off because he's a striker and he's obviously more or less playing with his back to goal. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, I make you right, man. I think with England, it's just the same old shit, really. You know, I think Declan Rice is a big problem as well. He's another player that's been given, he gets given so much protection, you know, but when you actually watch Declan Rice, he just does a lot of sideways passing, you know what I mean? And it's a case where at least if you have Kobe Mainu or even Adam Wharton, who obviously these players won't be given a chance to play, at least they want to keep passing the ball forward. But what Declan Rice does, yeah, and Declan Rice, just like Jude Bellingham, they fit the narrative of the culture of this country in terms of their tryhards. You know what I mean? They run around a lot. You know what I mean? It's passion. And a lot of these fans will just think they're doing enough. But if you actually watch Declan Rice, he wins the ball back, but then it's very rarely he goes forward. It's always like a sideways pass or, you know what I mean? And if that's his role in the team, then I hear it. But I think he's been made the main central midfielder. And if England want to try and play in a way where they want to try and dominate the ball, they need someone that is capable of, as I say, of breaking lines with the passing, not someone that's going to keep playing safe. And that's what he does. He plays safe all the time. But yeah, I mean, in defense, to be fair, defensively they ain't been too bad. I think Mark Guehi's been England's best player. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
He's been their best player. He's been the most consistent player. Carl Walker's finished. Like, yeah, Carl Walker's got the recovery pace, but you can just tell Carl Walker obviously getting older as well. But he isn't the same as he once was.
Yeah.
Kieran Trippier, and this is another failing on the manager. Yeah, Trippier was poor for Newcastle, and yet you take one left back who's injured, who hasn't been fit, and then your second choice is to play Trippier as left back, who hasn't been playing well. And the reason for that is because this manager's picking everything based on favourites, and that's going to be his undoing, you know. So yeah,
Trippier's not a fan favourite. Trippier's never been a fan favourite. I'm sorry.
No. He's a favourite of the manager.
Oh yeah, 100%. But
yeah, he's a
I
favourite of the manager.
I personally don't think he's a good player. I personally don't. I've never looked at him and thought, yeah, you're a good right back. Like even when he was at Tottenham, I was thinking,
yeah.
Well,
the thing is, if you look at like this now, with Trippier, the best right backs in England, like if you're saying Reece James, Carl Walker, Trent, Trippier, and then you can put in Livramento in there as well.
Ben White.
He's arguably fifth, I would say.
Ben White's better than him.
Huh?
Ben White's better than him.
Oh, sorry, Ben White as well. So he's arguably sixth choice right back when you think about it, because for me, he's not better than Reece James. He's better defensively than Trent, but I think I'd rather have Trent as a overall, because Trent can deliver the ball better, and just overall, I think he's just got more to his game. I'll take Carl Walker over him. Ben White, Ben White's better on the ball than him, in my opinion, and better defensively. And then Livramento, I think Livramento's better than him as well. So he's comfortably sixth choice right back for England. But yeah, Southgate brings him as first choice left back or second. You know what I mean? Like, second choice left back to Luke Shaw. So the whole thing's just a bit of an embarrassment. But yeah, man, it's just been a struggle watching this team again. And what makes me laugh is that with Slovenia never really looked. I mean, yeah, England were pressuring them in terms of obviously constantly trying to get a goal, but not at any time did I think England were going to score. I always thought Slovenia were going to hang on to at the end. I think the best move that England done was the move with when Foden squared it to Saka for the tapping, but it was offside.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the best move they've done. But I think apart from that, Slovenia didn't really look, in my opinion, too much in trouble, you know?
No.
And this is the thing as well now, yeah? Because obviously Foden's gone home, innit? Because I think it's been family matters.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he'll be back. Cause I think his girlfriend gave birth to the son or daughter, so
Oh, is
he'll
it?
be back. Yeah,
Yeah,
he'll be
right,
back.
right. But you know what I think is gonna happen? I believe Southgate is gonna use that as an excuse to not play Foden. I reckon you're gonna see Gordon coming.
If he does, that's not the worst thing.
No, it's not. But I think the fact that Foden has gone home, and obviously, yeah, he'll come back. But I think Southgate might use that as an excuse to say, you know, he's got family issues to kind of concentrate on, and you might see Gordon coming because the fans are clamoring for Gordon to play anyway because he offers something different. So I can see that
Mm.
happening. So I can see him playing Saka, Gordon, Kane, Bellingham, Rice. Um, I've got a feeling he might. I think he might start Kobe Minu.
You reckon?
Yeah, because reason I say that, yeah, is because he'll make himself look stupid if he
Mm.
starts Trent. Because Trent didn't start the game and he started Gallagher. But then he brought
Yeah.
Gallagher off, yeah, to put on Kobe Minu. And then Alexander Arnold come on, but he come on at right back for Trippier, and then Walker went to left back. Yeah. So basically, what I can see the pattern, what Southgate's done, yeah, is that England have been playing poor, and the person he chose to take out was Trent because obviously the media and that were hounding him about the performance. So he thinks, okay, let me take out Trent, get more legs on, put Gallagher in. Gallagher was poor. He takes Gallagher off and plays Minu. So at the moment, from what I can see, Minu's in possession of the shirt. So if he was to now just start Trent against Slovakia, the whole him playing Conor Gallagher makes no sense because everyone else has been playing from the first game to the third game, apart from Trent. So if he goes and puts Trent back into midfield, what was the point of not starting Trent against Slovenia?
Yeah.
And then you don't put him on in his position. So yeah, there are a few things he's got to kind of look at, but
No, tactically he ain't got it. Let's face it.
yeah,
Southgate ain't got it
he's never had it.
tactically.
Let's be
He's
honest.
he's very tactically inept. Um,
Mm,
but also going back to what you were saying about Rice and playing side to side. I mean, sometimes I don't mind that, but I think the thing with our footballing nation, like if you look at the players in the league, we haven't got any progressive passes, and I
yeah,
don't think we're really taught that at grassroots anymore. I don't think we're taught that at grassroots in this country at all. It's always people from like the foreign countries. They want to get the ball moving forward. Like you look at Kante, he wins the ball back and he drives forward.
yeah,
He might pop it up to the side, or he might even try a through ball. Like the guy will never shoot, but
yeah,
like if you just look at him from a CDM perspective, he's a CDM, but he's kind of box to box at the same time. But he'll always get the ball and move it forward.
mm,
And I feel like this comes back to Southgate as well. It's like he's not telling his players to play with any sort of freedom or make a mistake. So I
mm,
guess that's why Rice plays it side to side. Arsenal, he plays a lot different. Like he does try to go forward with the ball a lot more than he does playing for England.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, and I feel like Saka as well. I feel like the first game where he was on fire in the first half and died off in the second half. Like I said to my friend yesterday, I feel
mm,
like that's the last of his energy. I feel like he's played so many games this season that he's exhausted now, and I feel he probably should have missed the first two games, in my
mm.
personal opinion, and Palmer should have started. Because I don't know how much you're going to get out of Saka at this tournament anymore. Like I really don't, and I don't